a letter from Community Board 2 regarding their adopted resolution regarding nightlife and restaurants and whatever. I would like you all to read it if you haven't already. What I'm proposing tonight is that we come up with a letter and a resolution that kind of mirrors this, that is related to our own community board, that talks about, I love the way they talk about who should enforce this stuff and not making it permanent without really thinking this through about street dining and what we're going to do. At least coordinate it and around coordination and enforcement. And if Mark shows up, I would ask Mark to help me write it and to present it at the board meeting. I haven't done anything tonight, but I think we should go on record around this whole business of street life, dining out, however you want to call it, outdoor dining. And Bill mentioned that we also should, the whole thing is enforcement, coordination, and making sure that if they're going to have outdoor dining and put up propane or whatever, that they really are, it's secure. Putting up propane, I know this from California, where I grew up, and putting up propane or heat lamps and enclosing the area is you lay yourself open for disaster because you can have a fire. And, these little pods that are enclosed with heaters are dangerous. And I think we should go on record. I want people to be able to have outdoor dining, but it's got to be supervised and enforced, and there's got to be compliance. So I'm waiting for two others, and if we could get a quorum and have people vote on it, we could write something up and I can distribute it before the board meeting. And any comments you have to me, but I'd like the go ahead from the committee to do it. So, and then we can go to our agenda, which isn't a big one. We're going to have a big one in January, I guess. Just to let everybody know, we sent all the information to the SLA again on 18 William. And we're trying to be on top of it when it's going to come forward again. But, we all have to be very careful. Karen, did you do any reconnaissance to Blood Manor? Unmute yourself. Can you unmute yourself? From the bottom, unmute.
Here we go. Okay, yes. I sent you an email or a text message with photos of the most recent offering. And it's totally different from what we're used to at Blood Manor. It's not a horror show. It is allegedly a sort of Andy Warhol-based art philosophy thing.
Oh.
So I think they're trying to impress us that they've, taken a step in a different direction. But I haven't seen any people out there at all. And it's also true that I haven't been home much. I'm in Pennsylvania.
Oh, well, that's a little hard to do, kind of sense.
Yes, but I will be home later tonight and tomorrow night. And on the nights that I have been home, which were, say, last Friday night, I heard nothing and I saw nothing. So my guess is that it's it's not a real reality. It's for our benefit, and they're not doing a lot of business with it.
Well, there's not a lot of business going on, I think that's part of it. I think for all of us, people are much more frightened this time around, I think, than I remember the last time. I mean, we stayed in March and April, and then the summer came and whatever. But it seems to be everybody's pulling, a lot of people are pulling back. Not everybody, but
Yeah.
certainly
Yeah,
down
again,
there.
there are people on the streets at various times. I mean, it's not completely dead the way it was, in the spring. There's a little bit more activity, but I haven't seen any activity centered on that address.
Okay.
But I will be home the next 2 nights, and if there's anything, you'll know.
Okay, thank you. I don't remember, it may have come across, I had, RCN went down for 3 days or 2.5 days last week, so I may have missed your email. I don't remember seeing it, but I'll go back and look.
Okay.
Susan,
right.
I just reached out to the SLA 2 weeks ago just to
Yeah.
confirm if whether any sort of temporary permit was issued for Blood Manor, and they reached back to me confirming that no application whatsoever has been filed or is pending.
Okay,
To confirm, but yeah.
all right. So we're hanging in, we have renewals. Jen, you want to post the agenda and everybody could look at the renewals, since I need a quorum to do our
Sure.
One last thing on the Blood Manor issue, Susan. I'd looked at their website and they seem like they shut their doors. They said that their last night in operation, I think, was November 7th, which I think fits with the last time I saw a big crowd over there.
Okay.
So they might be done for the season.
now for the season.
Their poster says their new Andy Warhol show is supposed to go from
Oh.
November 21 to December 21.
Got it. I missed that. Thanks, Karen.
Okay.
All right, so let's see. Okay, so Jen, put up the agenda and we can go through what we have. And hopefully those who are coming can vote for, let's see what we have on our agenda. Can you do that, Jen?
Yeah, one moment.
Okay, thank you. Somebody should mute themselves with your classical music.
Oh, that's me. I'll do it.
Can I go to my screen or is it too small?
But okay, we can see it. So let's start at the top. Wait, keep going. We have Tribeca. What's above Tribeca? Can you lower it down? Okay. So before I get, we go back to the, okay. Before we talk about the mayoral executive order. So we need a resolution. Did everybody read 355 Greenwich Street, Chanson? They're applying for a liquor license. Do we have all their information, Jen?
Please do. I have them on hand to share when we're going to review the application.
So we have that. The next is postponed. Then we have renewals for Mark Forgione for Forge Restaurant on Reed Street and for 323 Church Street. And I think we've received any complaints or anything for either of them. And I think those renewals can go along. Oh, hi, Mark. Oh, I'm glad you're here. So I think, how many do I need?
Let me see if anyone else has joined us. One more member.
All right. Mark, let me start, Jen, so I don't keep everybody waiting for a member or whatever. So you all notice that on our agenda, I have a discussion of the mayoral the mayor's outdoor dining program. And Community Board 2, which we sent you a copy, has written a proposal, has written a resolution, very specific to them, but with a very broad stroke around enforcement and coordination, which I like very much. And they don't mention hours, which I would put in hours. I would like to formulate a resolution. Other than voting that we could go forward with the resolution on it for to them around this outdoor dining. And I would ask Mark and Megan and anybody else who wants to contribute any information to go along with it. I'd like to do a resolution because I think it's important that we go on record. And so anybody have any comments about that?
Susan, do you want to go ahead and share the resolution on the screen?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to get it before Michael has to leave. I got Bill on the screen. I don't have the resolution. So that's the resolution. Jen can go through it. I think it's a very good resolution. There's some things that are very specific to them. But they talk about the state of emergency. She talks about, the outdoor dining, what it has done to the street and street life and to the neighbors in the community, and that the whole issue of enforcement has not been done. And before they make this permanent, that we should have some better rules and regulations around it. And I'd like to propose that we do one from our community board. And if you read it and you have any comments, you can send them to Jen or to me, and or Mark or Megan. But basically, let's do it Jen or me, and then I'd like to write something, and I'd like to see if everybody concurs with that, and we would present it at the board meeting. Hopefully I would get it out to all of you, but we would present it at the either at the executive committee first, I guess I have to present it, and then at the regular board meeting. But I'd like to do it. So I'm asking if I have, if you all concur.
Hi, it's Megan. I agree. I think it's a good idea.
I as well.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Mark. Yeah, I agree.
I have one. Help me write it, Mark. That's
Okay.
how I'm going to get you
Yeah, we
involved.
can cut and paste from if I can get a copy of this in Word format. We can
Yeah, they'll send
paste.
it to you.
Yeah, Board 2 is usually pretty good at doing these kind of things.
Yeah, I
There's one
thought so.
thing though. I don't know if we want to mention it here. It might be in the sense that these outdoor dining contraptions now are really indoor dining on the street. And so, of course, from a policy perspective of well, I'll just say the mayor and the governor, there's no difference. In fact, it's probably worse being inside one of these things with regards to the virus than it is being in the restaurant.
Well,
But that's not what we're talking about. What I wanted to, that's just a side thing. But the
That's
thing is,
okay.
it's creating basically additional square footage of the building. It's not just outdoor dining, so it's literally containing indoor square footage on the sidewalk. So I don't know if we can address how
We can try to-
how we address that. Yeah, not afraid.
We'll work it through, but you missed Bill, who, the fire that happened with the church,
Right.
because he knows the firemen. I gather that it was caused by the restaurant, the restaurant subway.
Oh, no boy.
And so we had talked about just briefly the whole aspect of enclosed pods with heating contraptions is not the way it should be. That's not how it's done in most places where they have outdoor dining, like
Right.
in California. Nothing's enclosed with a heater inside it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They have those those heater things that look like palm trees or whatever
Yeah,
over there.
But they're
Just
open.
a couple of points,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah,
Pat, when you were bringing that up, I thought you were gonna. What I saw yesterday, I mean, there's one place that has the outdoor seating, a whole setup on the street. It's enclosed in plastic, and these tables are not socially distant. I mean, I don't know that we want to get into that and start singling out, but that's another issue. I thought that's actually worse than being in a restaurant. It's so enclosed, around plastic around them, and the tables, you're elbow to elbow. So I don't understand,
Okay, guys.
what that's about.
I think
Here's the thing.
that's the whole aspect, Megan, of no enforcement and what they're going to do
Right.
about it. And I think that can be folded into something where Community Board 2 talks about how you do the enforcement. That's critical.
And just as a side note, this is unrelated. With respect to heaters and whatnot, there are a lot of businesses. I was talking to one of my favorite restaurants. They're not going to be open in the winter because they can't afford the propane. It costs a fortune, and I believe there are insurance and liability issues that these
Absolutely.
restaurants have to consider. So that's unfortunate. Just a side note.
So if anybody will, unless there's somebody who says no, can I take it as a yes from everybody that Mark and I can go forward with Jen and write something up around this? Is that all right? Any no's? Okay,
Susan, procedurally, we don't have quorum.
yeah,
The chairs, co-chairs, and I, we can work this resolution as an organic resolution. And then what would happen procedurally is that this resolution would have to be brought up again at executive. So,
Yeah.
Okay.
that, I do know that. Okay, so we will do that. But at least we can go forward. Thank you, everybody. Let's go on to our agenda, Jen.
Okay.
Let's do the first one.
Oh, the first new application or the renewals first?
Let's do the first. I'm not worried about the renewals. Let's do the first new application.
Okay. So we have Ben with us as well as make them as panelists. Ben, whenever you're ready to speak, you can unmute yourself.
Hi, good evening, Community Board 1. How are you?
Hello, Ben. Let's put up all the information on the restaurant. Jen, can we do that? Please.
Also, Jen, if Cheng Chen is on, he's the operator.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Thank
I'll
you.
make this panelist too.
So it's at 55 Greenwich. What's the cross street?
It's at the corner of Greenwich and Harrison. You might have known it for a while. It used to be a restaurant called the Harrison, and then it was a Maison Kaiser for
I know
about 2 years.
exactly what it was. Yes. Okay. Thank you. So let's go through it and see what you want to do.
Sure. So let me, I'll just give you my very brief introduction here. So Ben Savitsky of Bernstein Redo, and this is Chenson 355 Greenwich LLC. It's an application for a tavern on-premises license. As I mentioned, this used to be the Harrison. Chenson Le Salon, which is what we are proposing here, is a new French bakery and French cocktail lounge. It's kind of a hybrid space. It's going to be a cafe, bakery, and cocktail lounge. There is a Chenson in Flatiron. It's on 23rd Street. If some of you have been to it, it's kind of world-renowned pastries and French pastries and French bakery items. And they also have an alcohol component there. And that's kind of similar to what we're doing here. Same ownership as far as the parent company. So it's going to be kind of an all-day affair. Starting at 7 a.m., they're going to be serving breakfast and to-go items. That means coffee, omelets, tea, pastries, smoothies, things like that. Throughout the day, the food component becomes more. We have a lunch and a brunch, which is soups and salads and sandwiches. Later on in the day, we introduce burgers, some small plates. And then at night, it's going to be a French cocktail lounge. We're bringing over one of the top French mixologists from France to actually operate our bar area. Chen Cheng is on. He is the operator of the establishment. He can answer any questions you have about the operation. We are looking for a license that will cover the 13 tables and 38 seats. There's one stand-up bar with 9 bar stools. We are looking for a 1 a.m. license from Sunday through Wednesday and a 2 a.m. on the weekend, Thursday through Saturday. And as I mentioned, the space will open up at 7 a.m. from Monday through Friday, and then on the weekends it opens up at 9 a.m. Obviously, we would not be serving alcohol until legally allowed. So that's during the week. That would be 8 a.m. and on Sunday it would be 10 a.m. Recorded background music only. There's no TVs, there's no dancing, and there's no outside space other than open restaurants temporarily.
The place, Chen, on 23rd Street. Where is it located?
That's CB5. It's right near the Flatiron Building, if I'm correct. Chen, can you give me the address?
The address is 20 West, 23rd Street. It's actually between 5th and 6th Avenue. Hi, everyone. I'm Chen. Nice to
21st.
meet you guys here.
On 21st
23rd.
Street? 23rd.
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 And they operate with a liquor license there. And as far as I'm aware, and Cheng, you can correct me if I'm wrong, they have never had a
Yes.
violation.
No.
Part of the draw to the space is going to be, it's kind of going to be capitalizing on the great restaurants that are nearby as far as Il Molino and American Cut. What they want to do is, if you have your great dinner at Il Molino, you're walking home and you want maybe a nightcap, you can pop in there and you can have a cocktail and maybe a small bite. Or if you just want to come in after work, hopefully when we all get back to work and we're working in offices, you can stop in and you can have a drink before you go home. But the majority of the day, it's not going to be alcohol focused. It's going to be focused on the pastries. And then later on, it's going to be the lunch and the dinner items.
Can you stay on the floor plan?
Stay on the floor plan, please. Thanks, Chen. Mark, any questions?
Yeah, can you enlarge it
Yeah.
and center it?
I'm not sure you can do.
Yeah, I know it's all. Where's the kitchen?
So the kitchen is going to be in the basement. We are doing a full gut of the basement, and it's going to be a very high-end kitchen that's all new equipment. And I should mention that they are investing a substantial amount on the first floor as well, and they're bringing in a French designer who is going to do a gut overhaul of the entire space, and it's going to look magnificent. It's going to be catering to kind of a more luxury or higher end clientele.
What's the public assembly?
There probably will be a public assembly because the capacity on the first floor is going to be 100.
And it's a full service kitchen?
Full service kitchen, correct, Cheng?
Stove and everything. Okay. Is there a diagram of that?
Yeah, the next page should be the diagram of the cellar, which is going to be converted. I don't believe Maison Kaiser was using it as a kitchen, so everything that we're putting in there is going to be.
I see. And
Can
you
you
expect to serve alcohol at 8 a.m.?
So during the week, Monday through Saturday, the legal hour to start serving is 8 a.m. I don't believe that they intend to start serving at 8 a.m. And then on the week, on Sunday, it's 10 a.m.
But you're requesting to serve at 8?
Well, we're looking for the flowers. Cheng, you can tell me if you don't even need it at 8 a.m. and when you plan on start serving.
To give it. Tell me what you want, because I don't want to give it at 8 a.m.
Sure. Cheng, what time do you usually start serving alcohol?
So our expectation is to start to sell serve the alcohol from the lunch. So most likely it's from 11 a.m. or 12 p.m. in the afternoon. Definitely not 8 a.m.
That's fine.
We do, I'm sorry, can we do a 10 a.m. though, just in case if there is on the weekends, if somebody wants to come in and have an omelet with a Bloody Mary or something, that's possible?
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yes.
Well,
During
I
the
mean,
weekend
on
for the
Saturday, Sunday is 10 a.m. anyway.
Yeah.
And then you'd want 10 a.m. for Saturday
Yeah.
or
I
earlier?
would like 10 a.m. 7 days a
All
week.
right.
If you're not willing to do that, then
No, Saturday, we'll give you Saturday and Sunday at 10 a.m.
And the week at 11.
Yeah,
sure.
the weekend is 11.
And what about the closing on Thursday at 2 a.m.?
Well, I don't know how everybody feels about it. I know where the Harrison is. It's across the street from Independence Plaza. I would imagine they probably had the same hours. I don't know.
What,
So-
do you remember the Harrison hours? I used to go there a lot, but I don't remember.
I think they were open at least till 1. I know. I don't know whether they were open till 2, but
Right.
I'm not sure he'll be open. I don't think it'll be a problem.
Only question on the hours is just Thursday at 2, whether it should be 1 or 2. I'm not married to it. Whatever he wants to do is fine.
In order to answer that question, in this building, what else is there? Are there any residences or is it entirely commercial?
It is a residential building, but I would note that this place has always been operated as a restaurant. And nobody's ever had an issue with this place as far as I'm aware. And the landlord is obviously fully in support of this, and that they are investing a substantial amount of money to make it kind of a brighter space to make the people in the neighborhood feel safe.
Well, in view of the residential aspect, and because with new establishments, we generally have tighter hours and tell people they can come back if there's been no complaint. So I'd like to shorten that.
Well,
think
I
we
would
could do
shorten Thursday, I ask them to close it from Monday to Thursday at 1, and I'd give them
Yes.
Saturday and Sunday till Friday and Saturday till 2. I think that's
And then
reasonable.
you can come back, whatever, a year, 6 months. It's kind of weird because of the virus
Right.
gauge. On
But you can come
You can
back
always
then.
come back and request a later hour if things are going all right. Is that okay with you guys?
Jane, is that all right with you? So Thursday you would be at 1 a.m., Friday, Saturday you would be at 2 a.m.
Thank you very much, but it would be great if we could extend to 2 a.m. for Thursday night. That would be better for us because before the COVID thing, we actually checked the schedule for the nearby restaurant. They actually close at 2 a.m. That's why we really wish to get the same hours. Like
Yes,
the
and you-
restaurant.
On Thursday they
Okay.
close at 2? Yeah. On Thursday they close at 2? Sorry.
Yes, I clearly remember.
Which ones?
Our team, the exact the restaurant near our next to our location. So on the
Well,
next corner.
All right.
But they may not have started out at 2. They've been there a while and they may have gone from 1:12 to 2.
Well, let me say this, Karen, and we can take a vote on it for the committee. I'm willing to give him a shot. The hour, it's indoors. I don't know what's going to happen. It's Thursday, Friday, and Saturday till 2. If the restaurants nearby are at the same, I don't think the hour is going to make such a difference. If he's a bad caretaker, then we'll hear about it and we'll have to deal with it. I'm willing, in this time, I'm willing to go. Are there tenants in the building? Did you get their signatures? Did you talk to them? That's my other question. Do they know about this, Ben?
I believe that they do know about it just because there is
Yeah.
substantial construction and we did do the posting. Chen did not speak with anyone just because of COVID concerns. I don't even know how we address it. I know, with CB3, they told us not even to try to even do petitions because, they didn't want us walking up to anybody. And I think Cheng was just a little bit concerned about, trying to speak with people.
That's correct.
We'll hear about it one way or another. So I don't have any trouble with it at this time. I'm going to give them a shot. So I guess I need the committee to vote, and let's see how we vote.
I agree, Susan.
Okay. Yeah, that was the Miss Kaiser. I know, that was the prior one. I know. All right, so we take a vote, Jen?
Yeah, Susan, I have a question. Will those hours apply across all food service hours, hours of operation, and bar service hours?
Well, no, just the food service hours as far as the morning. We are going to start serving our food at 7 a.m. It's just alcohol that's going to be
No,
10 a.m.,
Okay.
11 a.m.
The last food, Tang will be when?
We plan on our kitchen will be open for all hours of our operation.
Yes, correct.
All right.
How many bar seats?
We have
8.
9 bar stools.
Oh, 9, I have 8.
Okay. All right. Call the question on,
Okay,
so
let's go.
Ken took notes, right?
Yeah.
I think, does anyone want a review of it? Or do you have it? No?
Has
Oh,
it.
Mark, I took notes. Yeah. I saw the hours of delivery will be daily from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m.
No. Right? That's
Jen,
a long
when
hour
do you take-
for delivery.
When do you take your when do you take your deliveries from your suppliers?
Supplies. Right now for the 23rd, I'm speaking with my for my current restaurant, the bars. So it's usually 6 a.m. in the morning time. It's actually really depends. So it's between 6 to 10 a.m. in the morning.
So can we do?
We don't allow 6 a.m. here.
So what's the earliest that it could be?
Isn't it 7, Mark?
Yeah, 7 during the week.
I just want to note that they are a bakery, and bakeries typically do get their deliveries a little bit earlier than everybody else. We're not talking about deliveries from Pernod Ricard. They're not suppliers of alcohol. It would be the flour for the bakery.
But yeah, that's the issue. It's not a matter of the product. It's a matter of the unloading and stacking in front of the store, or however it's, if someone's there or not there. Noise. It's just the noise at the time of the morning. That's why we started this delivery question.
It
So,
goes to everybody. It's 7, even other bakeries.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Chang, is that okay with you? That you'll have to instruct your suppliers that they can only deliver after 7 a.m.
Sure, we'll do that. Thank you.
7 to 10 or 7 to noon. I don't want it to go till 10 at night. So when is
No,
the last ever?
I think you misunderstood the question.
Oh, okay, fine. All right, we'll put it in. All right, everybody, can we vote? Jen?
Oh, one more question, Susan. I see on the application that it was checked off that you have a certificate for an outdoor space through the outdoor dining program, and then eventually you'll intend to apply for a sidewalk cafe license. Is that correct?
I think right now, and I think we sent in an amended 30-day notice, which took off the sidewalk cafe. We're not applying for one right now.
Okay.
Wasn't there one there for the other 2 previous establishments? Did they have a sidewalk cafe? Harrison did, right?
Harrison did, and I believe Maison Kaiser had a few seats out there as well.
Yeah. So I mean, it was there before. It's just a matter of if you're going to ask for a lot more than it was previous. Well, we'll see that when they come to it. Okay.
When it comes to it, and if DCA ever takes control of this again, we'll be back.
Right. All right, so if there are any negative, raise your hand and let Jen know.
Yep, I'm negative.
Karen, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Karen's negative. Anybody else?
I know we're in the middle of voting, but can we also just add that he has the establishment on 23rd Street?
Yes.
And I'm a yes. So.
Okay. Any abstentions? Okay, I'm going to say that it passes with everybody else. Okay, Ben and Cheng?
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Susan.
Bye.
My pleasure. Take care. Thank the committee. They're the smart ones. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Let's move on. What's our next, since I don't have an agenda in front of me? My
Um,
printer's out of the fritz, everybody, so I'm a little patut here.
I can present the agenda again on the screen, Susan. That was it as far as new applications. Other than that, we just have renewals for review. I see Mariama joined us.
Pardon me, dear?
Mariama joined us. Mariama James.
Okay, hi, Mariama.
One moment, I'll upload the agenda on the screen.
Hi, sorry.
That's all right. I'll fill you in when we're almost done, okay? So I don't repeat for everybody.
Hey, Jen, did the one that's postponed, 111 Word Street, do you have any idea what, was there any indication what the method of operation was going to be or anything like that? Any cliff notes on it?
Do you mean like what type of establishment they are?
Yeah, just anything. Just I know it's postponed, but just anything quick, so I just have an idea for next month, if there's any information at all.
I can, if you want, I can present the 30-day notice on the screen.
I mean, I don't want to waste the committee's time, but I mean, it's actually a really short agenda, so I suppose it doesn't matter, just a minute or two.
Yeah, we're not good. We're going to be gone. That's all right. I'll live. I don't know the Ellen Eatery. Is it new? 111 Worth. So.
Yeah, that was for a new application, and I had to postpone them 2 times now. It would have been a bar and tavern.
All right.
And you're applying for a wine, beer, cider license.
Okay.
That's fine. I don't need any more. I'm just curious.
Okay. So then we have renewals from Forge Restaurant, Mark Forgione. That's not a problem. At Church Street, the West Side Cafe. You know that one, Betty? I passed it, but I don't know it.
Yeah, I'm not familiar, but I haven't heard any issues. So,
No,
if anyone else has, I don't know.
No, same. I'm not familiar, but I haven't heard anything either about that name.
Okay. So keeping on to let's see who else we have. We had the Governor's Island, the 94 Greenwich, Sienna Pizza and Cannoli is postponed. Blah, 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 blah. And then Governor's Island, they're all postponed. Right, Jen? Yeah. And the next one is the Dead Rabbit. I don't think they're even open. They have and they've been very, there's nobody who lives really around there, and they've been very good neighbors. There's never been a problem that I've heard of. Have you, Megan?
Did they close?
They
Listen,
closed.
no, I haven't heard of any problems. That's, I thought
Permanent?
they were in
No,
last,
no,
I thought they
no.
were in
I think
last month.
No,
And they talked
Sorry,
about
sorry.
Harry and Peter.
yeah, I thought they not Harry, but Peter came and said they had changed the ownership. That's what they were, Jen. This is
I remember.
the third.
Yeah.
Understood.
But anyway, we've never heard a complaint about Dead Rabbit.
No. And that's it, my dears. There's nothing more. And the World Trade Center is not a problem. There you are.
Next month will be a lot. Next month, then, huh?
Yeah, there'll be a lot.
A lot
So
in
everybody
January.
comes in on time. Yeah. So Miriama, just anybody can leave who wants. I just want to let Miriama know. You have in your email a resolution from Community Board 2 about mayor's outdoor dining. and it's their response to the mayor's outdoor dining. And I would like to make a response from us, from Community Board 1, around enforcement and coordination. And the committee gave Mark and Megan and I, and anybody who wants to contribute, but Jen and Mark and I were going to write, and Megan, if she wants, a resolution to bring up at the executive committee, basically in concurrence with Community Board 2.
Sure, I agree.
Okay?
Thank you. Yeah.
My pleasure. And that's it, guys. We don't have, unless there's anybody from the audience who wants to say something. Karen will do her spy work and we're on our way. So everybody, please stay safe. I'll see you in January. Have a Merry Christmas and be careful, everybody.
Have a great
Thanks,
night, guys.
Susan.
You too,
Good
guys.
night.
Cheers.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you all.
Good night. Happy holidays.
You too. And as always,
Not a problem, Susan.
we're very
This will
lucky to
be-
have you.
Thank you, Susan. I'll end the recording now.
All right.